We better light up some Palo Santo because this episode is deep. Why? Because Stardust and I will become vulnerable and authentic and share with all of you our own struggles with these shifts happening in the world. So light up your smudge and let us cast the negativity away, shall we?
Expanding Consciousness. Jupiter Thursday podcast at Ancient Light Insights. Episode 5. Navigating the Trials of Change.
It feels so good to actually smell Palo Santo. It's just a smell, the exquisite smell automatically calms me down.
Love it.
Greetings, human beings. Welcome to Ancient Light Insights with Xyla JacQuel and Stardust. We are recording this on June 20, 2022. So, happy summer solstice 2022 around the world. Let us not forget that this day is the day of celebrating the sun, the light that comes out every grand rising for us to honor, to worship, to give gratitude, because if it wasn't for that light, the plant life will die, the animal kingdom will follow, and humanity will follow as we know it. There would be no life. So let us take this day to celebrate, to honor, and to give gratitude to that sunlight that gives us glow in our skin, that gives us sulfated vitamin D, that helps stimulate the serotonin, the melatonin, and all the happy, good hormones in the body, that helps us see. It gives us light to see in the darkness. It gives us warmth when it's cold. So honor the sun that represents the masculine force of Father Sky. This is episode 5 of Expanding Consciousness. And today our topic is navigating through the trials of change. And we are in an energetic shift of number 5, which is the number of change. And on episode 4, which was the previous episode that we will have attached to the description so you can watch that, the topic was transformation is inevitable. And here we are a month later in plain summer, experiencing one of the most incredibly challenging shifts and trials and tribulations that humanity has ever experienced. So how do we navigate through these? In this episode, we are going to be sharing our own challenges with you.
Shay.
Stardust, blessings to you and everyone tuning in the world.
I am grand. How are you?
I am grand through everything, all of this. It's good to keep that grand mentality so that can maintain us grounded.
Yes, for sure.
So I'm going to be very vulnerable with everyone. We're trying to condense a little bit these videos a bit shorter so that we can do more footages and more videos throughout the month instead of one only. So we're going to try to keep this short and sweet by sharing a little bit of what we, each one of us, Stardust and I, as shamanic Reiki healers, practitioners, coaches, mentors, guides, we have done this work to ourselves and now we offer it to others as in service that we are. We too are human beings, and every so-called guru or spiritual teacher alive in the world will always have challenges to go through because it's the whole purpose of being alive here. So only do we get truly enlightened when we ascend, literally, back to our natural spiritual form rather than physical form. And so I'm going to start myself with sharing a little bit of these struggles because we're in plain summer. This is the month of June. We're in Gemini season, and Gemini is an energy that has the need to connect. It has the need to express, and it's quite the intellectual energy. It's air element, which is masculine, is quick, is fast thinking, processing is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication. So we have at this time this urge to express, to really showcase our art and communicate and relate to other people. But at the same time, we're going through challenges, trials, and struggles. So here we want to manifest, here we want to make things happen, but then blockages come, challenges come, reality smack us in the face, realizations really put us in a state of pensiveness and overthinking. So how do we navigate through that? For me, as a spiritual teacher who's been doing this work since 2016, I've done numerous practices, including 5-day dry fast, meditation, yoga, pranayama practices, a whole 3 years of celibacy. We also experience these challenges. We also at times experience certain fears or certain blockages. That is part of being a human being. There's nobody that reaches perfection and 100% enlightenment. We expand our consciousness. We wake up and we raise our vibrational frequency. It does not mean that we turn into some perfect angel that's never going to make mistakes and never get angry and never experience any feelings or emotions that might make one question reality or ourselves. We do, and no one can deny that. Otherwise, they're not real. We go through these too, and Stardust and I had been going ourselves through many challenges that we were discussing in a phone conversation a couple of days ago, and I felt the same way when he explained me the way he feels, which he will have a chance to share. I was resonating so much because I felt like I didn't even want to do a video. I haven't been in my media too much. Yes, I've been starting to do more sound healing and working with my crystals, so I've been keeping my vibrational frequency clean, but nevertheless stirring even more things within my own chakras, and the fact that we're going through this transformation that is inevitable and it's challenging for all of us, even the most highly evolving, not evolved, evolving spiritual teacher out there. For all of us as a collective, we're all interconnected. And for me, I'm going to share vulnerably what I've been going through and why I wanted to be isolated. And when we were talking, Stardust and I, we were like, you know what? Let's just share this. Let's just be vulnerable. Let's be authentic and share with the people we love and the people we serve, humanity, our brothers and sisters, that we too are human beings and that we too go through it and how we navigate through it. So for me, whoever is subscribed to my channel or follows what I'm doing with the sustainable living in the desert, I bought a shipping container, and my plan is to have a sustainable home there that I can bring my healing services. So try to unplug from the systematic matrix monthly rent trap that most of us in the world are stuck in. And I have tried so hard. I even have a GoFundMe, and I have many people who donated to me, and I've done what I can with it. But I have found myself stuck in paying nearly $3,000 in bill every month all over again. And circumstances of shifts, these blockages, like getting a ticket because of the parking situation. Now the prices are rising. It seems like now that we're trying to change, and it requires so much money and energy for us to be able to make these changes. The world just smacks us with raising the prices on things and more scams and more deceptions, and they're just bombarding us, and it's just tough. But it's part of life, nevertheless. So for me, I feel like my project has been stuck, basically, because now I'm just busting my ass working during the week to pay this rent and to pay these big bills. And now I'm not in that sustainable living. I have this shipping container, but I haven't been able to make it a living space for me. And I have a bird, a parrot, and a snake, we need to be in an environment that the weather is not extreme. So that's not the case. We're talking about insulation, water system, plumbing. Costs a lot of money to do these things. Right now, I'm just worried about paying my rent here in this beautiful apartment in Hollywood, and I just don't want to be stuck in it. So this has brought a lot of insecurity in myself, to be honest and transparent. I felt like this just disgust. I was like, wow, like I feel like it's kind of like that rat in the race, really, like in the little wheel, the hamster in the wheel, running and in this wheel and just being exhausted from running and realizing that I'm not going anywhere. And it was very frustrating for me. And honestly, it put me in the cocoon. And this is part of life. It's okay. It's not always going to be la la land and pink elephants in the clouds. Part of life is the challenges. Like a test is a university, literally like a universe. So we're going to constantly be having quizzes and tests and things of this nature to see how strong we are. So I'm aware of this. I'm aware. But I'm also aware of the negative feelings, thoughts that are coming. Like, oh, I'm never going to make this happen again for me. I'm just going to be struggling. And I see the fear coming and the insecurities. And I just want to be isolated. I felt like I didn't want to see people. I didn't want to be on video. And I said, it's okay. Here I am. I'm a human being. I'm going to just go with the flow. That's the first thing for me to navigate, is just to stop, the shatter, and just not even do anything. I said to myself, I can't do anything about it to move forward in this moment. So why destroy my own state of mind by filling my mind with more thoughts and more negativity? What can I do? What can I do? It's like I'm stuck in the future with this anxiety. I said, I'm not doing anything. If I feel lazy, I feel this discomfort, this uncomfortability, and this downer, I'm going to feel it and let it move and flow through me and just be. Let it pass, because this too shall pass. And I know it. I know it. And I'm starting to pick myself up again. And we get out and we ground into earth. And we get into a hot tub or in the hot shower to clean up, sing some notes, release it however it needs to be released. And know that this is just the challenges of life. It's not just you. It's not just me. We're all going through it in different forms. So I decided I'm just going to let it be and let myself get there. And just keep going. And if I find myself kind of stuck in the limbo of the cocoon is being for too long, like me and Stardust were finding ourselves that way, and then we both motivated ourselves by saying, hey, let's just share it. We don't feel like being on camera and talking, but how about if we just share this and just let it out to just share? And this is how I've been feeling. So this insecurity of being stuck in this matrix rent trap that is not really natural for a human being to live. Root chakra and survivalism, we're meant to be happy, creative, and full with abundance of food and wonderful things, and being able to wake up late, or if you want to sleep in, or wake up early, and should be making money with our art and the things that we're gifted with. And sometimes we find ourselves needing to get this job that we hate, or maybe it's not our full passion, but hey, not everything is perfect here in this plain earth. So learning to navigate and rolling with the punches, like Stardust say, and finding the law of flowing like water, like a river of water. There's gonna be rocks and the water goes through the rocks and maybe gets hit, but nevertheless, when you don't resist the water flows, it just takes you exactly where you need to go.
Wow, I love that. That was powerful stuff, powerful insights. Thank you for being so vulnerable and opening up and sharing with us your journey so far up to this point, up until these realizations and these insights that have now brought you more clarity and more wisdom and knowledge to move forward. Thank you for sharing that.
It's such a pleasure. And like you said, being vulnerable is one of the best, most beautiful thing to expand the consciousness, is vulnerability and being okay with sharing, because we don't need to put a front here and a mask and pretend that, oh, we're so positive, we're spiritual teachers. God forbid us if we're negative. We never get any doubts. This is not true. We all get it, even the spiritual teachers, and this is a fact. No one can deny this. Yeah, we get better at the way we navigate the trials. We get better at it. We learn to, oh, here it is. And we go from, oh my God, in the panic, survivalism, I gotta do this, desperation, or like in this deep depression, crying, I just need to get high with this drug or with this food and indulge and just lock myself in the closet or binge on TV for hours, from taking a deep breath. Here we go again. Some of the struggles of life. Okay, well, I guess this project I have will be a little delayed. I have to just sweep these crumbles. Let's get it done. Because the show must go on.
Ashe, ashe. And with that, I want to add on that people don't honor, like you said, people don't honor these changes that they got to go through because, like you said, there's plenty of things in this world that distract us from truly going through these trials, through these changes, and making a grounded change to move forward with. We're blaming our external reality for staying stuck. But then we use all these crutches like Netflix, binging, like you said, for 10 hours to avoid the emotions that are coming to the surface. Or we'll do it with eating or with drugs, like you said. And it's harming us more than helping us. We're thinking that it's helping us escape, and we can't use these things to escape, because if we escape these feelings, these emotions, these challenges that come up, we're never going to grow. And we're not honoring ourselves. We're not loving ourselves when it comes to that journey if we don't honor the challenges and go through it and flow with it. So I resonate with everything you just said. And I just want to make sure people were aware, don't use these things as crutches, don't use these distractions that the world has provided for you to get away from yourself. Stop running away from yourself. Stop running away from change. Embrace it, because even though it may suck at first, even though it may be hard, you push through it. And we know this as human beings, we're very resilient. You push through the challenge, the reward on the other side is so much better, so much greater. You're stronger because of it. You're smarter. You have more love in your life, more peace, more positivity. Don't fall into the trap of escapism. Face it head on. And that's my advice with that. And I want to share, my piece. If you guys are willing to hear, my challenge is similar to JacQuel's. And as we have spoken on a phone call a couple of days ago, I myself am facing some challenges of the rent situation where I am currently in my life. I was in California last year around July 10th, and I had just gotten there, and I was exploring. I was seeing, what my soul wanted me to experience to move forward in my life, what I wanted to create. And California was kind of a new start, a new blank slate for me. And I made a lot of connections. I made a lot of experiences happen. I joined many beautiful, magical experiences as well with soul tribe and family out there, and people I'll never forget, including Xyla JacQuel here. And made some amazing memories. And I even helped some people heal and come back to their power. And I've never felt more alive. And then, I don't know, something about my kids. I have 2 children back in Jersey in around October, November last year, had me thinking, maybe I should go back, and be with them for a while and figure this out, because I'm not too sure how to balance the beautiful manifesting life like that I had created, the beautiful manifestations that I had created, leaving Jersey and then also being there for my kids. And I was not sure how to balance it out. I was afraid that I was turning into my biological father, who was never in my life. And he has kids with multiple different women, and not to bash on him, but I don't want to be like that. And so I went back home to Jersey. I'm in Jersey now. And I even said, I manifested before I left, I had called my mother and I told her, listen, Mom, I'm going to come there for 6 months and I'm going to stay with you for 6 months and I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to get a job and I'm going to get my own place. I won't stay there with you and be a burden on you. I want to do this for me and my kids, So I did what I had to do. I went back, not knowing how it was going to happen, not knowing what I was going to do to make it happen. And I just took little steps here and there. I would do a little service here and there of healing, or I would walk, some dogs for a little bit of extra cash. And I did pretty well. And then I started doing like little temporary jobs here and there. And then finally, I manifested a job at a CBD shop, making great, well, not a great amount of money, but a fair, good amount of money to help me get started and get by. And then I got to manifest an apartment with the same boss that I work for. He owns this house and he decided to give me first dibs on renting out this apartment at a very fair, beautiful price. And I went for it. I was thinking, wow, I manifested this whole 6-month thing that I told my mom about before I left California, and I did it. So I'm excited and living my life through this. And as I'm working, I pick up another job and I'm just going through the motions for the next month or two through both jobs and trying to do healing services on the side, this podcast as well with JacQuel. And I started running out of energy. I started getting sick to my stomach when I don't ever get sick anymore. And I'm just like, wow, what's going on? And I felt like I had no time for myself. I felt like I had no creative juices flowing within me. I lacked motivation. Now, don't get me wrong. I was grateful for everything here and now. I'm grateful here and now still, but I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't doing what I felt my heart was telling me that I wanted to do. And that was to be out there in the world, traveling, helping people along the way, along the journey. I can only do so much in one stationary spot. I know that I can touch people live, in person, in the physical, much better than I can through a screen. And don't get me wrong, I love doing this way with you, JacQuel, and I love doing this through the screen, but I know that there's a more powerful, energetic connection when you see somebody in person, you talk with them, you mesh energies with them, and you even by speaking and sharing stories like how we're doing here, it's healing, it's powerful, it's enlightening. We come up with so many insights and downloads through these connections, through the sharing of vulnerability with each other. And I want to get back on that because this whole rent thing, it's getting worse for the whole collective. They're raising the prices on this stuff just because they know people need housing. And like she said before, the prices are high. Everything's too chaotic and crazy in the external world to where you just want to disconnect and reconfigure your life path and where you're at. And so that's the challenges I've been going through, is I'm realizing that I'm still going through the limits and patterns of the past with my family, my friends, everything that I was conditioned since childhood, saying that I have to work hard to make this life of a living that I want to create with a family or kids, or, being able to do the things I want. And I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to work so hard. None of us should, just to make ends meet and then die of old age, not ever doing any of the things that we've ever dreamed of doing or creating. So that's where I'm at on my journey. I'm now taking charge of the helm of, the boats, and I'm driving it down the stream merrily because this life is a dream and I'm going to make it. We all are going to make it. And I hope that you all manifest your dream life and go for it. And don't let anything of the past or any anxieties of the future disrupt your harmony within and your drive to move forward with those dreams.
So it is. So it is. Thank you for sharing that vulnerability and that story. And it just makes so much sense. And you already gave me the topic for next month. And it's the calling. The calling of when you're here to be in service. Let's do it. It motivated me right now there, because if it wasn't because you took the time to do what you needed to do, go back, even though you were already here building something, you did it. You took the initiative to be there for your kids and be a good dad, and you had to go back, but you discovered it. You realize it's not about that necessarily. This is a journey of the self, and one must be fulfilled, and that comes from a gift, a calling that we're here to share with the world. It's
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing. So yeah, for everyone out there, my brothers and sisters, we just want to let you guys know ourselves as people who guide and help other people wake up, the spiritual awakening. We teach esoteric knowledge. We know occultism, symbology, we do magic. This is what we do, and all of us are human beings and we all go through our own challenges, and the important thing is the way we manage, the way we navigate. Are we navigating our ship under a stressful condition? You're the pilot of your own life. Your higher self is the pilot. Like, are you drunk? It's like flying a jet with a bottle of liquor. Even navigating a ship, a train, under influences, any kind. It can distract you, can create a wreck. You can lose your ship. You can kill yourself and the people inside your ship. Think about that metaphorically.
Right.
So it's how we navigate it. It's not about, do we have struggles? Are we perfect and not go through things? Yes, we all do. Challenges come even for the most conscious of gurus and teachers. Is how we approach it. And it's okay if we have to scream it out and vent something out and then release it. It's just not suppressing it, not hurting anybody around us in the process. That's unacceptable. Or if we do, we take responsibility and then we apologize. We're human beings. We make mistakes. It's apologizing and trying not to make the same mistakes again, but just navigating. If you feel drowned into your own inner conflict, or you feel like that drainage, like Stardust was saying, this exhaustion that we were both going through, stop what you're doing. Stop it all. Don't keep fighting it. Don't try to resist it. Literally stop your ship. Go to the rest stop. There's time we're falling asleep when we're navigating a vehicle. It's as dangerous as someone under influences. So one must be woke. Think about this concept now. One must be woke to navigate this journey in this reality. Think about what that means. This vessel is our ship. So think about it that way. Stop, take a break. You are allowed to take a break. And when you recharge, when you regenerate and you regain that energy and that clarity comes, keep on with your journey. Drive off your machine and keep going with a more clear mind, knowing that we're here. We have a calling, we have a gift, and that's what we're here to do. Not to struggle. We might have to put a little bit of hard work into certain things, and it's not that we're not gonna sweat and put energy into what we're doing, but as long as it doesn't feel like a struggle, like something we hate. It's good work that is going to pay off, that is rewarding, and it's going to make you happy at the end, because it's a result of your own skills, art, gifts that you're here to share. And with that, I'm going to leave it to Stardust to close with a word of wisdom. We used to do videos and do a guided meditation. The videos are a little long. We want to condense the things now, so we will be doing guided meditations separately. So make sure you are subscribed to this channel, Ancient Light Insights, if you're digging and learning the things that we're sharing. We will also leave a link to our previous episode 4 of Expanding Consciousness, this podcast, our previous one, so you can see what that is about if you haven't seen anything else that we've done. And each episode will have the previous link as well. Also on Fridays, we have another podcast called Flowering Love, and it's all about love. Self-love, love with others, unconditional love, all that good stuff. So check that out as well. With that, I'll leave it to Stardust until the next one.
Ashe. Thank you. So, to add on to what my lovely co-host was saying earlier about the hard work, my thing is, hey, if you're going to work hard at your calling, work hard at your purpose. Don't be afraid to work hard for that, because that's going to pay off a lot more than working hard than at somewhere where you're not fulfilling your true purpose and really putting your energy forward into a positive way that's going to benefit you and the ones around you and even the collective of humanity. So with that, I say, be bold, my friends. Be bold and daring in what you love most and what speaks to your soul and heart, and drive forward. Ashe.
Ashe to those words of wisdom. Thank you, thank you, thank you, beautiful soul, as always, for being here with us in Ancient Light Insights, to sharing this wisdom, this work that we're doing, and to all of you for tuning in. And know that you are amazing. The fact that you're watching here this now, it just shows how you are expanding your consciousness already, how you have that will to do it. And that is the beginning step of self-love, of self-empowerment. So give some props to your own self. I salute you, my beloved brothers and sisters out there. So stay tuned to our next episode here on Expanding Consciousness, because our topic will be the calling, when we're here to serve and do the light work. So until the next one, have a beautiful summer. Be bountiful, be abundant, be beautiful, be creative, be sweet, be authentic, and shine your light with love and gratitude.
Services at ancientlightcurative.com.